Hey there, thanks for being here. In this video, I want to take a few minutes and walk you through why I've included organo as an action item in your energy challenge list. So let's get started. The great thing about organo and the secret ingredient is that all the beverages and all the products have Ganoderma lucidin in them. What is Ganoderma lucidum? Well, it's a functional or medicinal mushroom. It's been used in medicine for over 2,000 years. And archaeologically, there's evidence suggesting that humans have used it for about 6,000 years. So very long standing. It's known as the mushroom of immortality and also the herb of spiritual potency. So Ganoderma lucidum is like the Latin name of it. It's more commonly referred to as reishi as well. And if we look at the name, Ganoderma, when we actually break that down, Ganoderma lucidum, it actually means bright and shiny. And the one that refers to the color of the mushroom, which over here on the right, but then also people's appearance that tends to shift into a bright, shiny appearance when they're consuming reishi on a regular basis. And we're here because we need energy, and energy matters. So in this video, I'm going to cover 5 ways that Ganoderma helps with energy so that you can see the power and the benefits of why I've made this a really helpful and strong suggestion for you to include in your energy challenge. So my name is Natalie Morse. I'm a pharmacist by first training and a functional medicine practitioner. I'm a mom of 2 teenage boys. I have very high energy requirements personally for myself. And so that comes with focusing on what do I need to do to have good energy, to what does that even mean, to have the mindset that goes with it, and to have the habits and routines built in to my system and my daily operations so that I can show up for the best energy for everyone who needs me today. I also admittedly have very, very high stress levels, and that definitely puts a toll on our body. And if you know you have a high stress level, you might keep functioning on the day-to-day right now, but we know that's wearing you down. It's going to wear you out faster, which is one of the top reasons why I love reishi, is that it's adaptogenic. So adaptogens help the body respond in times of stress. If you need like a little boost, it kind of brings you up. If you're like overstimulated and you need to kind of tone things down, adaptogens do that. There's this innate intelligence in adaptogens that the body will take and use it as it needs to for that specific, how you're feeling day to day. So I love that it's adaptogenic. And I know I'm not the only one who has a lot of stress on the regular basis. We know it supports the immune system. Like if I've got stuff to do, so I don't got time to get sick. Knock on wood. I don't got time to get sick. So I need my immune system up and resilient and supportive. It reduces inflammation, which you'll see throughout this whole energy challenge, how it's never just one thing. The recommendations and the action items I have for you, you'll start to see even through this short video, how things are going together, and that why I've specifically paired the recommendations for this challenge that I have. So it reduces inflammation, which inflammation is a big thing that messes with our hormones and interferes with our energy levels. And pain, if we're inflamed, we tend to have pain or headaches associated with that, and we do not function as well. We do not perform as well. It also reduces oxidative stress, which is basically a way of saying like our body is breaking down faster than it should, which we don't like. The next few slides, I have something called the PMID, which is the PubMed ID number, and the number with there, which is the reference to a study with more information about that. So if you're someone who like loves to do the research, you can put this PMID in PubMed or just write in Google and it'll take you to that research. So if you want to know where I got that information from, that's where it's from. Reishi helps with sleep. And we know if you're sleeping better, if you're sleeping deeper, you will have more energy. Your body heals better. Your body heals and detoxifies while we are sleeping. So we know people who consume reishi fall to sleep faster, which is so important. If you've allotted 8 hours of sleep, for example, let's say 10 to 6, you're like, I sleep 10 to 6. Well, if you go to bed at 10, do you actually fall asleep right away at 10? No, like there's always like a latency. We call it sleep latency. So how long from when you lay your head down for like, okay, it's bedtime, to actually fall asleep? There's a time there. And people who have to take Ganoderma, that latency time shortens, which means you fall asleep faster. So if you've created the optimal sleep window, you're going to get more sleep within that window, which is amazing. Increases total sleep time, partly by that mechanism and others. And it works directly on GABA. GABA is our calming neurotransmitter. So it has a calming effect. So if our mind is calmer, especially in the evening going to bed, you're going to have a better chance of going to sleep if you're prone to like racing thoughts and just being keyed up and jittery. So GABA just kind of calms things down. So it's helpful. So then not only in sleep, but helps with keeping the brain calm during the day as well. What's energy in our daily life really comes down to endurance, right? Like this life is a marathon. This life is a marathon. It's like you get up, like, I got to do it again. I get through the end of the day. It's just like, okay, cool. Win. I got through the end of the day, but it's like, I got to do it again tomorrow and again tomorrow and again tomorrow. So this life is a marathon. And if we start to look at it that way of what do I need to do to fuel myself for a marathon? What do I need for nutrition and hydration and rest and recovery? So reishi is something that enhances endurance. It does that by increasing nutrient delivery. Reishi is a superfood. Any list that has like the top superfoods in the world, reishi is always listed on any of those lists because it's packed with nutrition. So not only does reishi have a lot of nutrition for like the size and the quantity you're going to have, it actually helps deliver nutrition to different parts of your body. It does that by a few ways, by improving blood flow. So blood can actually get to everywhere it needs to go nice and smooth. It helps with detoxification support, right? So if you were running a long time, like I used to do triathlons and I did a couple half marathons, you get like really, really sore. Why? Because lactic acid is building up faster than your body can clear it. So reishi helps with detoxification because we keep going, that a lot of times we need a little bit of extra help to clean out the waste that our body is naturally making. Helps with the mental effects. Any long distance athlete, any really high performance person, it's all a mental game. It's probably like 98% mental, just even how you train and how you show up. And do you even start the race, right? Do you even try the thing that you want to do? You want to write a book. Are you actually going to do it? So the mental effects of doing what we want to do day to day, and that could be actually meal prepping on Sunday, right? Oh, I've been wanting to meal prep my food for the week for the longest time, right? So what can we do to help you flip that switch so you actually get that action done? Because the task of meal prepping takes some energy and effort for that to happen. It takes some planning, it takes some mental effort, and then the energy to do it. But you know, when you do it, that's going to benefit you all week. So how do we get that first thing going? Increased resilience, right? Life's going to continue to throw things at us. So we help to increase our resilience. And here's a huge one. And I took this directly from the study, is that Ganoderma lucidum, so again, reishi mushroom, improves physical fitness in women with fibromyalgia. And why is this even more important? Because women with fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue syndrome, there's a few reasons why exercising is very challenging for them, rightly so. Usually there's a lot of pain, there's a lot of inflammation, their body doesn't respond and make energy as efficiently. They do a small little task and they're exhausted. Like they take a shower and they're like, I need to take a nap. So it becomes even more critical for a woman who has fibromyalgia or chronic fatigue to do something like this. Because when we're not being able to be physically active or we're not able to do our movement, our body and our quality of life will go down faster than if it wouldn't. So the fact that the women who in this study were having the Ganoderma lucidum were able to increase their physical fitness, not only does it help them like right now, the long-term effects of that, like that potentially sets the stage of someone living 10 years longer. Okay. And everything in this presentation, as we go through the energy challenge, like, yeah, we want to feel better right now, but at the core of it is setting you up for a great and long life. Blood sugar. Reishi helps balance blood sugar. So, what's the right word for it? So a sabotager of energy is swinging blood sugar levels. blood sugar that's too high, or blood sugar that's too low, or blood sugar that's seesawing back and forth, high and low, that just slams your energy. Your brain can't function. You get foggy. You're exhausted. Sometimes you feel weak and shaky, and you almost feel like you're going to pass out. And then sometimes you're keyed up and jittery. So balanced blood sugar is so important for stable energy. Reishi helps improve insulin sensitivity, which basically just means that your cells can take in sugar from your bloodstream and bring it into the cells where it's supposed to be. So there's less of a chance of the blood sugar levels being higher than optimal. Reduces inflammation. It helps regulate gluconeogenesis by the liver by the same pathway that metformin does. So gluconeogenesis means the new creation of glucose. And so that's something that naturally happens in your body to keep you alive. So one of the ways to regulate blood sugar levels is to kind of keep that under control. We know it helps lower HbA1c, which is your 3-month marker of your blood sugar levels, like how well is your blood sugar tolerance doing. And we know people who are consuming reishi on a regular basis lowers that. It may also enhance beta cell function. Beta cells are the cells in your pancreas, which make insulin, among other hormones as well. So there's preliminary research showing that it actually helps the beta cells themselves, so that if the beta cells are healthier, they're going to be able to produce insulin at the appropriate amounts with the appropriate signals for longer. So that's going to delay, well, one, hopefully we prevent someone becoming diabetic, but if someone's like borderline or already trending there, it will help delay that progression. Oxygen. At the core of our energy production is oxygen. Without oxygen molecules at the cellular level, well, we can make energy without oxygen. You've maybe heard of aerobic exercise and anaerobic exercise. This is like the sprinters, right? So if you go sprint 100 meters, you can't keep up the pace for that long. Why? Because that's anaerobic exercise. It creates a lot of lactic acid and it's taxing. You can't go that far on that sprint type energy. However, low and slow and steady, you can go all day. Like if I was at a comfortable walking pace, I could walk all day. And because the energy production is aerobic, it's using the oxygen cycle for that. So if we want good oxygen at the cellular level, if we want good energy at the cellular level, we need oxygen. How can we do that? How does reishi help with that? Well, it helps support lung health and function. That's where oxygen comes in and waste products leave. Like breathing, we get rid of waste products. That's actually why we breathe, is to get rid of waste products. Optimal lung function is huge for detox and for energy production. Improves blood flow and circulation. We've already talked about blood flow and circulation. So when it's doing that, it's also helping bring oxygen everywhere it needs to go, including like your toes. It reduces oxidative stress. And this is how it all comes together to really have a big impact on the mitochondria, which are our energy makers inside of our cell. So in the energy challenge, I'm highly encouraging you to take the opportunity to try this upgraded habit. So Organo is a company that's taken a functional mushroom, reishi mushroom, and has put it into a cup. And if you're a coffee drinker, you love coffee. And maybe you're not a coffee drinker, maybe you drink tea. And one of my doctors I work with, he calls it functional medicine in a cup, right? So it's something you're already doing. And can we upgrade it? Can we put something a little more beneficial into something you're already doing? Because the bonus is then you don't have to learn a new habit. It's already something you're going to do. And we know if you drink coffee, you never forget to drink your cup of coffee. So if you're putting a superfood into your body, if you're doing it in a smoothie or if you're doing it in a shake, well, what happens if you don't have a smoothie that day? Or what happens if you bypass making that thing? Then you aren't getting the benefits. But if you're having a cup of coffee every day and it's in there, that's why it's so powerful. So we get exponential benefits of repeated habits. There's going to be things in this energy challenge that you might do once, let's say meditation. There are benefits of you sitting down once for 10 minutes and doing meditation. We also know the act of doing that consistently will become exponential. So you can have a superfood once, great, I'm glad you did. What happens if you take that every day? There's an exponential effect that will happen over the course of a week or a couple of weeks versus a single dose. So it's time to upgrade something we already do, and in a way that tastes great, is convenient, and bodies respond to dose duration and frequency. If you take like a multivitamin, right? I'm sure we've all done this. I know I'm not the only one, right? We go buy a vitamin, we take one, and then it sits in the shelf, and then we don't take it anymore. And does it work? No, because we took one, right? So if we're want to give something a fair trial, we have to do it consistently. There is a difference between quality between brands, which is why I specifically recommend this brand, because I know the quality of their mushrooms is grown in nature on logs as nature intended, and they actually look like this. Versus other mushrooms can be grown in, like most of the mushroom market, a lot of things are grown in grow bags because they grow really well. But the mushrooms on the right, they might be labeled organic mushrooms, and they may technically be organic mushrooms, but if you look at them, like they're not even the same. If you were to go to the grocery store and have these two in front of you, which one would you choose? Right? So I know with the research I've looked into the company with Organo, that this is what their mushrooms look like before they put it into the beverage, before they put it into a capsule. This is what it is. And a lot of the other ones, you don't know what it is. So that's why I'm specifically recommending this. So as part of the energy challenge, I have a couple options for you. So you can, one, if you want to go ahead and buy a full box, that's like the most economical way to do it. If you want to buy a full box, you can just scan this QR code and it will take you to the website that you can order a box, and you'll get 10% off your first retail order. Or if you want to try a sample pack of like 7 different ones, scan this QR code and that will take you to the checkout to complete that. And then I will send you a mix. You have a choice that you can do like coffee and tea, or just tea. So let me go back here once I did that. So these are the ones I recommend if you're looking at, especially if you're looking at purchasing a box, or if you're doing the sample packs. If you're a coffee drinker, the King is all organic and it's like a smooth taste. The Royal, I actually really love the Royal. It's actually my new favorite because it has reishi and it also has lion's mane, which is great for the brain. So the focus benefits of the lion's mane are, it's quickly becoming a favorite for most people. Black is a bold roast. So if you like a stronger, bolder roast, black is the way to go. If you like a smoother, milder one, King is the flavor profile. Royal somewhere in between, but it's really a different animal because of the extra lion's mane in it as well. For tea, there's a wonderful red tea as well as green tea as well. So I will leave it at that for you. If you have any questions about the products, of which one might be a great one for you to order, go ahead and give me an email. But if that's why I've created the 7 sample pack, so that you can go ahead and then I'll send you a mix, and so that you can try and see which one you like before you go ahead and buy a full box. So I highly recommend you go ahead and buy. And so, sorry, and the next question is, can I have more than 1 cup while I'm doing on my challenge? Like I normally have 2 to 3 cups of coffee a day. Yes, you can have more. You can have more. So like however many cups of coffee you typically have, you can substitute all of those with Organo. So if you have 2 cups a day, go ahead and have 2 cups of Organo. But I highly recommend you do at least 1 cup a day as you're going through the energy challenge, so we can have that true synergistic effect. Any follow-up questions, just shoot me an email and I'll be happy to help you out. Until next time, we'll talk to you soon. Have an energetic day.